Okay, so today I need to give you an explanation of how verbs, especially the word ser, which means to be in English, works. Okay, so previously we were covering subject pronouns, and that's going to be a big deal, big part of this. All right, so just a reminder, subject pronouns are the words, these are the English ones, like I, you, he, she, we, you, all, they, that type of thing. And we've got the Spanish equivalents over here. Yo, tú, él, ella, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, whatever. Okay. So previously we organized them in this chart. These are just the different subjects organized in such a way to match up with the Spanish ones. Okay, so this one here, I, matches with the Spanish one, yo. You here matches with the Spanish one too. Okay, they just go straight across in the same boxes. All right, now if we go here and we look at the word ser, it means to be in English. Okay, this here, to be, this is called the infinitive. This is the most basic form of the verb. Okay, and in English, all infinitives have two words. They all say to and be. So other examples of this would be like to run, to eat, to sleep. Okay, those are all basic verbs. And they all have to in front of them in English. That's just how English is. So let me write that out here real quick for you. Let's get rid of this and this. Okay. So keep a note of this. An infinitive, oh, come on. An infinitive is the basic, unchanged version of the verb. Okay, you should write that down. It's important. So going back to the example, to be is the basic version. Now, in that chart of pronouns that we had before, there are versions of be that go along with each of these. So you don't say I be or you be or he be. Like, that's not how you say it. You have to change this to fit the subject. Okay, so there's a bunch of versions here. This process of changing the verb to fit the subject is called conjugation. Conjugation is changing the verb to fit the subject of the sentence. Okay, and this word here, subject of the sentence is different than like the subject of a book. Okay, in a book or something like that, the subject is what the topic, what you're talking about. But in grammar, for a sentence, the subject is the person or thing performing the action in the sentence. Okay, so those terms are going to be very important to know. Okay, so when I talk about subject, I'm talking about who is doing the action in the sentence. Conjugation is changing the verb or the action word in the sentence to fit that subject. And the infinitive is the unchanged version of the verb. So if we go back here, in English, the unchanged version is to be. But to fit it to your subject, you have to change it. So we have I am, you are, he, she, it is, we are, y'all are, they, you all are. You can see that most of these are just are, versions of are. But I am and he, she, it is are the different ones. Okay, so in all, we have 4 different words: be, am, is, and are. Over here, we're going to write in the Spanish versions. Okay, so yo, in Spanish, the version that goes with yo, come on, let me type, is soy. Yo soy is I am. Tú eres, you are. Él, ella, and usted es. Let's stretch this out a little bit. Okay, es. Nosotros somos, we are. Vosotros sois. Now this one is special. Okay, this is like this y'all here. This is the plural version of you. In English, you can just say you and make it be plural. And in Spanish, it's a different word. Tú goes to vosotros. This is the informal one. I don't know if you remember. There's an informal version of the word you in Spanish and a formal version, which is this one here, usted. Only in Spain do they still use this informal version of you all, vosotros. So you won't use it very much here in class. Everywhere else in Latin America, they use ustedes, which is the formal version of the plural form of you. Okay, so we've got singular you informal, plural or singular you formal, and then the plural version of you, which is just used for everything most of the time. Okay. But vosotros sois, you still need to be aware of what this is, even if most of the world doesn't use it. Okay. And then down here, ellos or ustedes or ellas son. Okay, so these will be important to have. These are all the different versions. So I am, you are, he, she, it is, we are, y'all are, they or you all are. Soy, eres, es, somos, sois, son. Okay. An interesting note is that in English, since a lot of these are the same, and even in other verbs they're more the same. You might only have two versions or even one version of a verb instead of a bunch. In Spanish, there's always six. Because there's so few in English, you always have to put the subject with the verb. You always have to say I am. In Spanish, since there are six of them always and they're distinct, you can always just put just the verb soy in your sentence by itself and leave the subject pronoun off. So all of these can be by themselves. Soy, eres, es, somos, sois, son. Instead of yo soy, tú eres, you can leave it off. It's optional. All right, so let's take a look at some ways we can use these new words. Okay, so a common question when you're first meeting somebody might be to ask them where they're from. The question there is, ¿de dónde eres? Where are you from? And the proper answer to that is you would say, I am from, and list a place. All right, so you could say, yo soy de, and list a place, like Ohio or something like that. Okay, this yo is optional. Okay, you don't have to say it. You could just say soy de and the place, and that would be fine. You can also manipulate this to ask about other people. So instead of saying de dónde eres, you can say de dónde es, and that would be where is he, she, or it from. Okay, and you can specify if you want to. You could put optionally like de dónde es él. That would make it where is he from, or ella, where is she from. Okay. You can also work in other ones. You could say son, de dónde son, where are they from? Anything like that. Okay. And the answer to that, you just change this version. Okay. So if they said de dónde son, you would respond son de and the place, and this yo could become ellos, this optional ellos. Ellos son de, they are from. Okay. This is important, matching these up together. Okay. These two words, yo and soy, are tied together. Tú and eres are tied together. So a lot of times when you're doing workbook questions later on this week, you'll get workbook questions that look like this, where they will leave one of the two words out. They will say yo blank de Mexico and expect you to write the word soy, or they'll say blank soy de Mexico and expect you to write the word yo. Okay, so they're going to leave one of these two words out and you put in the other one. That works for all of these. Sometimes you'll have multiple options like él, ella, and usted, he, she, and it, and you'll have to look for clues about whether they're talking about a he or a she and that sort of thing. All right, but this is the basic gist of how it works, and you're going to have some workbook assignments this week talking about how to use it in a sentence, and we'll just work through that. And if you get confused, please feel free to shoot me an email or ask me a question, and I will clarify it further. All right.